Hi everyone, it's Cal in the little house. For those of you that don't know me, I talk about the Kundalini and all things associated with it. Today I have somebody requested, a subscriber requested that they would like to know if we are living in a simulation, like a video simulation. And she asked us a long time ago. I'm getting around to it now. And it was such an interesting question. I kind of went away thinking about that and I went, wow. And I remembered a couple of things that happened to me, and I want to share them with you. That leads me to believe that, yes, we actually are in a simulation. And here's one of the stories. So first I'll tell you the stories and then we'll talk about it. When I was younger, I was not interested in having children. I didn't want children. No way, not interested in it whatsoever. And then I met my significant other and he wanted children. And I was not going to have kids, not a chance. And, so I said, no, I'm not having kids, and I'm really sorry about that. Not interested. I was more interested in all sorts of things. Back then I was into mysticism and into art and all sorts of things. And children was really low on the list. I mean, all the things you have to do to make sure they're just healthy and well, I mean, let alone the emotional components and all the activities and everything else that they need in order to lead a healthy life. It's just a lot of labor. I was not interested in that. So after we had this discussion, I said, yeah, no, thank you. I went to bed, and that night I had a very strange dream. Now, I have always had really lucid dreams, but this dream was one of the most lucid dreams ever. And to this day, I remember in full detail. So I was about 28 years old at that time, 28 years old. And I had, in the dream, I dreamt that I had a daughter and that she was a very slender, and she was wearing pants and a shirt in the dream, and she had this long white blonde hair down to her waist and blue eyes and white skin. And this was my daughter in the dream, and it was so apparent that this was my daughter. And in the dream she was about 8 years old. And I woke up the next day and I thought, that was the strangest dream I have ever had. Number one, I never wanted to have my own child. I wanted to adopt, and I wanted to adopt, an Afro-American child, or someone from Asia, or, one of these other cultures. So blonde hair and blue eyes was not on my list. No thanks. I came from the culture of blonde hair and blue eyes and all of that. Not interested. So having this dream was very bizarre. But in the dream, when I came out of the dream, I knew I was to have a child. So then I went back to my significant other and I said, okay, I will have a child. So she was planned. So I had the baby and life went on, and we separated, and I went to live somewhere else in the world with my child. And then one day, and I'd forgotten all about the dream. And then one day, Mom, I heard my name being called, and I turned around, and there was the girl in the dream, my daughter, at 8 years old, wearing the same clothes, hair in the same way, standing in the same way, right there. Blown away. I just stood there frozen, and my daughter was going, Mom, what's wrong with you? So how could that be, right? How could I have a dream 9 years earlier that I would have this child, and the child would look exactly like this, when there was no desire, no need, no want? I don't know. But incidentally, I'm so glad I did have a child, love of my life. Now, the second story I want to tell you is I had a dream even before I had this dream. So this dream goes back, I think I must have been around 25 when I had this other dream. And in the dream, I was standing at a window watching a truck drive in, and I was wearing an apron, and the apron was blue, and I was in South Italy. And I was living on an Italian farm. And I thought, gee, that's really weird that I had that dream. And then lo and behold, I end up in the south of Italy many years ago. I've been coming here for 8 years. I ended up in South Italy on a farm. And one day I was looking out that window. Now, these two dreams, because they were both things that I didn't want, leads me to believe two things. Number one, I don't know what I want. And number two, we are living in a simulation, a video. And this being in this video is helping us, well, life in general, is helping the spheres of our consciousness be formed, okay? So when we're having an experience, it is, or certain experiences, and sometimes we're so out of balance, our hemispheres, and the parts of our hemispheres, that we need to have a full-on experience to fill that part or that hemisphere to the degree that needs to be filled in order to activate the vibration to be more a fuller vibration, right? Because the reason we are having life is that we are becoming gods to be with God. And if you haven't signed up for my webinar, you need to, because this is what the webinar is on. It's on the Kundalini and how conscious is evolving and how it evolves. So I'm going to put the link below. I want you to click on it. I want you to sign up. It's really cheap, and we just use it to buy the food for the animals here. But yeah, so yeah, it led me to believe that I don't know what I want. And in many ways, I have found over this life that truly I don't know what I want, but there is something else that does. And this something else is this great spirit. And it's not the father force. It's not the alpha. It's the omega. It's the mother force. She knows, she intuitively knows what you need. And so you are being birthed into these experiences, these simulations, these video experiences, in order to build your resonance, connect back, and eventually connect back with her. So it's kind of like arriving home to the mother. You're out in the world, you're working in the father's world with the father, and that sort of thing, and then you return home to the mother. Everything in life is indicative of what's going on outside of the world we know. Everything mimics the universe, everything. And in the webinar, you will see that. So that is my my two little stories about, are we living in a simulation? Are we living in a video? I would say yes, based on those two experiences. Now, I have had many, many more experiences than just that. I don't know why I have all these experiences. I think many people do have experiences, but they don't remember them. But I'm a researcher. I write everything down. I also have an extremely good memory. I remember everything. And also, it's kind of like I'm a super average Jane and I'm just super aware and I remember everything. And then I come to these conclusions through my hands-on approach to everything. Forget what you read. I can guarantee you, reading, yes, it's a certain type of learning, but there is nothing like embodying the learning. When you embody the learning, and it doesn't really matter what it is, you know, you can read about being a carpenter, or you can go out with no education, with none of that type of learning, and you can embody being a carpenter and you can become an incredible carpenter. And this is really, again, and I think I have, I've done a video on the scribe versus the mystic, so watch that. But embodying experience is what has led me to it led me to the Kundalini, experience after experience. It kept making me, drawing me into this invisible world. Why is this happening? Why did I dream this? Why am I here? Why is this? And then I'm brought further and further and further, kind of by the nose, into this invisible world. Actually, I should say by the heart, because that's the mother, that's the pull. And so, yeah, when it comes to living in a simulation in a video, yeah, I think we are. I actually think we are. So I hope you got something out of this video. If anything, if you have poignant dreams, I would suggest writing some of them down. And I write almost all of my stuff down. Do I revisit it? No, not usually, unless something happens to me that I go, wait a minute, I've experienced this before. And then I go back to my dream catalog and I'll find something in there, or I'll have some kind of memory to draw on as well. So, sorry, I just lost my train of thought there, getting into thinking about this. So I would record some of the poignant dreams that you have, definitely, and maybe some thoughts that you have too, because remember, this is the journey of the self. So whether you share it with others or not, it doesn't matter. It is the journey of you. You are on this path. It's all about you. And you know what? You have got planets and invisible beings and all sorts of things supporting you on this journey. It's incredible. And I'm telling you, I never used to believe any of this. I am like a 180 from the person I thought I was. It's shocking, actually, but it is what it is. So yeah, I would definitely say we are living in a simulation. You are bang on, sister. And other than that, I hope you all have a great day. And if you haven't signed up for the webinar, please do. It's the link is below. Amidst other things, I have a whole bunch of free stuff that you guys should access that is below in the description. Please do. It's meant for you. And other than that, I'm going to go, and I'll see you on the next one. Everyone, take care. Bye for now.